I want to talk a little bit about setting up automated rules and automatic notifications. One of the most important use cases for this is following up with leads. There's a lot of research to suggest that the speed with which you're able to follow up with a lead, something like a demo request, is extremely important. And if you're in the SMB market or you're going after entrepreneurs, small businesses, you may need to actually reach out to leads within 5 minutes to have optimal results. Now that may seem a bit dramatic, particularly if you're going after enterprise clients, where perhaps a day, a couple days may be tolerable, but the overall point is you want to follow up with leads very quickly. And where I see a lot of business-to-business marketing fall apart is marketing does a really good job of generating leads, or marketing qualified leads, MQLs, but the conversion rate from MQL to SQL is very poor. And this is for lots of reasons. One is the messaging that is used to generate the MQL doesn't align with the follow-up message that the salesperson sends out. So for example, your advertisement might talk about automation, but then when the sales rep follows up with that lead, they don't talk about automation. They just talk about the brand name of your company or the name of your product. And then the prospect has no idea who you are, why you're reaching out. So you need to smooth that transition. And one of the best ways to smooth the transition is just to be faster, to align the follow-up from the sales rep with the trigger event, which was requesting a demo or consultation, etc. So if we go within Facebook, we can see that there is an option here when you click the 3 bars. And the option that we're looking for here is Automator Rules. So Facebook gives you some Automator Rules options, and you can see what they look like here. I'm going to create a custom rule, and we can call it whatever we want. We can say it's only applicable to all campaigns or all ad sets. And the action can be sending just a notification, which is the main use case I'm going to talk about, but we can also do other things like turn off ad sets when the cost per result is greater than, say, 4 or something like that, or we could use when the lifetime spent is too high, we automatically shut it off, or we automatically send an email to your email. There's a ton of different variables here. The one that I'm most interested in right now, though, is just to send a notification. And I'm going to make sure this applies to all active campaigns. And what I'm interested in here is leads. And what I'm going to say is when the leads are greater than 0, I'm going to add that as a condition. And I'm going to set the time frame as today. So the leads overall for the campaign, you may have 100 leads. But what I'm most interested in is, am I getting more than 1 lead today, like new leads? And I'm going to run this continuously, and I'll get a notification on Facebook and on email. Now, there are a few things to point out here, some limitations. One is you can see that the email is only going to me. So if you want an email to go to your client or to go to your CEO, you don't have proper permissions here. You can try to get proper permissions. The other challenge here is notice that I can only add one of these. So I can't have a second condition that says leads are greater than 1, leads are greater than 2, leads are greater than 3. So all that Facebook is really going to do is notify me if I generate a lead that day, but there's not really an easy way to send a notification if I got a second lead that day or a third lead. So it's very, very limited. And the way we overcome this limitation is by using integration tools. And one of the best integration tools is Zapier. So what you can do in Zapier is you can set up an integration between leads. So the trigger here is a new lead in Facebook lead ads, which is it's very easy. All I did was Google Zapier Facebook leads integration, and then it automatically set all this up for me. You just got to select which account you want to have it connected to. So if you have multiple Facebook accounts, just make sure it's for the appropriate client or the appropriate brand that you're managing. And then what you do is you set up the second step, which is send an email in Gmail. You would sign into your Gmail, and bam, you got a Zapier integration. Zapier is incredible. Very, very useful tool. So here what's going to happen is you're going to get notified through email whenever a lead comes in. and then you can quickly follow up with that prospect. So if you want the sales rep to follow up, then what you should do is integrate the sales rep's Gmail. Now, the other thing that you could do is you could set up an integration with the CRM. So, for example, we're using Copper or some other program, and then do the notifications on the CRM's end, which would probably be a more scalable solution because you want to organize all your data into Salesforce or whatever. Now, Facebook does have some native integrations built in, so you don't have to use a Zapier integration. So you can see here that I'm in the Events Manager, and I have partner integrations. So I can do a search for whatever I want to use. So we can pick different categories, CRM. But you notice they only have 4 options for CRMs. So HubSpot, Infusionsoft, Salesforce, Zoho. But if you're using something like Hopper, it's not going to be in here. So you may need to set up your own integration with something like Zapier.